There are ghosts in your life. You don't see them, but you feel them. They are the invisible forces that drain your energy, hijack your emotions, and leave you feeling confused, exhausted, and responsible for problems that were never yours to solve. You think you know who the toxic people are, the loud ones, the aggressive ones, the obvious villains. But the real danger doesn't announce itself. It comes disguised as a friend, a partner, a family member. It comes with a smile. In the next few minutes, the great psychologist of the soul, Carl Jung, is going to give you a new set of eyes. You are going to see the hidden architecture of psychological danger that surrounds you every single day. And by the end of this video, you will not only be able to identify the 6 most dangerous personality types that are secretly controlling your life, but you will also have the tools to reclaim your mind, your energy, and your reality. This is not a list of red flags. This is a lesson in psychic self-defense. Part 1. The unconscious invasion, the projector and the persona. The most dangerous people are not the ones who are consciously evil. They are the ones who are unconsciously broken. They are so disconnected from their own inner world, their own pain, their own darkness, their own repressed desires, that this inner world seeks a host. And that host is you. Jung called this dynamic projection. It is an unconscious mechanism where a person takes what they cannot accept in themselves and casts it onto someone else. From that moment on, you are no longer a person. You are a screen, a symbol, a walking, talking representation of their unlived life. This is the unconscious manipulator. They don't see you. They see a ghost of their past, and they react to it. They are masters of making you feel responsible for their emotions. If they are angry, it's because you provoked them. If they are sad, it's because you disappointed them. You find yourself constantly apologizing for things you never did, walking on eggshells to avoid an emotional explosion that you can feel simmering just beneath the surface. You are in a psychological minefield, and you don't even know where the mines are buried, because the mines are not in the present. They are in this person's unhealed past, and you have become the detonator. Think about the last time you felt emotionally drained after a conversation. Not because the topic was heavy, but because something invisible was happening beneath the surface. You were being used, not consciously, not maliciously, but used nonetheless. Your empathy was being weaponized. Your patience was being harvested. And you walked away feeling like you had given something you can't quite name and will never get back. This is the signature of the unconscious manipulator. And the terrifying truth is that they are often the people you love the most. But the invasion can be even more subtle. It can come not as chaos, but as perfection. This is the bearer of the persona. The persona is the social mask we all wear to function in the world. It's not inherently bad. But for some, the mask has fused to the skin. They have become so identified with the role they are playing, the perfect parent, the successful professional, the spiritual guru, that they have completely lost touch with the messy, vulnerable, authentic human being behind it. Living with this person is like living in a theatre. Everything is for show. The conversations are scripted, the emotions are curated, and there is a constant, unspoken pressure for you to play your part. If you show a real emotion, a real flaw, a real moment of vulnerability, they freeze. They don't know what to do with it, because your authenticity is a terrifying reminder of the authenticity they have sacrificed in themselves. And so, slowly, without even realizing it, you start to wear a mask too. You start to perform. You become a supporting actor in their one-person show. And the ghost in this relationship is your own soul, locked away because it was too real for the stage. Part 2. The repressed eruption, the shadow, and the moralist. Living with the bearer of the persona is one of the loneliest experiences a human being can have, because you are surrounded by someone, but you are completely alone. There is no real contact, no genuine exchange, Just two people performing for each other, getting further and further from the truth of who they are. And the tragedy is that the bearer of the persona is suffering too. Behind the perfect mask is a terrified human being who has been told, explicitly or implicitly, that their real self is not acceptable, that they must earn love through performance, that vulnerability is weakness, and so they built the mask, and then they forgot they were wearing it. Your job is not to tear the mask off. Your job is to refuse to wear one yourself, to be so grounded in your own authenticity that their performance has nowhere to land. What happens when you repress something? When you take a part of yourself, an impulse, a desire, a feeling, and you push it down into the basement of your psyche, it doesn't disappear. It ferments. It gathers energy. It becomes what Jung called the shadow, and the shadow always finds a way out. This brings us to the third dangerous type, the owner of the repressed shadow. On the surface, this person is the opposite of dangerous. They are controlled, polite, disciplined, even admired. They are the good person. But there's a tension to them, a rigidity. They are highly critical of others' flaws. They are intolerant of spontaneity. They are deeply uncomfortable with strong emotions. This is because they are living in a state of constant self-policing, desperately trying to keep their own shadow locked in the cellar. But the shadow is a living thing, and the more you starve it, the more ferocious it becomes. And so, one day, over something small and insignificant, the cellar door breaks open, and the person you thought you knew is replaced by a monster, a torrent of rage, resentment and accusation that seems to come out of nowhere. But it didn't come out of nowhere, it came from the basement. And you just happened to be standing there when it exploded. Living with this person is to live in a state of chronic, low-grade anxiety. You are always waiting for the other shoe to drop, because you can feel the pressure building behind the perfect facade. But what if that repressed energy is channeled not into an explosion, but into a system of control? This is the moral controller. This person has taken their shadow, and instead of repressing it, they have projected it onto the world. They see evil everywhere, in the behaviour of others, in the culture, in you. They appoint themselves the guardian of righteousness, the judge of what is right and wrong. But this moral crusade is not about virtue, it is about control. By constantly pointing out the splinter in your eye, they avoid having to look at the plank in their own. Their criticism comes disguised as help. I'm only telling you this for your own good. Someone has to be honest with you, but it is not honesty. It is a weapon. They use guilt, shame, and judgment to keep you small, to keep you in line, to make you doubt your own instincts. They create a world where they are the righteous and you are the sinner, in constant need of their guidance and correction. And in this world, you can never win, because the game is rigged. It is not about making you better. It is about making them feel superior. And the price of their superiority is your freedom. Part 3. The emotional parasite, the complex, and the vampire. The moral controller is perhaps the most insidious of all the types we have explored so far. Because their weapon is invisible, it is guilt. And guilt is one of the most powerful forces in the human psyche. It bypasses logic, bypasses reason, bypasses your own sense of self. It goes straight to the core of your identity and whispers, "You are not good enough. You are not worthy. You need to be corrected." And when someone has appointed themselves as the arbiter of your worthiness, you are in profound danger, because you will spend your life trying to earn an approval that will never come. The goalposts will always move. The standard will always rise. Because the game was never about making you better. It was about keeping you dependent, keeping you small, keeping you in need of their guidance. The moment you are free, they lose their power, and they will do anything to prevent that. Some people are not living in the present. They are living in a memory. They are possessed by what Jung called a complex, an emotionally charged cluster of memories, feelings, and beliefs from the past that has taken on a life of its own. This is the complex, possessed person. They are not reacting to you. They are reacting to a ghost. You say something innocent, and they hear an accusation from their father. You try to help, and they feel the suffocation of their overbearing mother. You are not a person to them. You are a trigger. Being in a relationship with this person is like being in a haunted house. The past is never the past. It is a living, breathing entity that contaminates every interaction. You find yourself constantly trying to prove your innocence, to explain your intentions, to fight against an invisible enemy that you cannot see, but that they see everywhere. They are trapped in a loop, replaying the same emotional drama over and over again, and they have cast you as a character in their play without your permission. You become the villain, the savior, the abandoner, the betrayer, and the more you try to reason with them, the more you become entangled in their psychic reality. You start to doubt your own memory. You start to believe that maybe you are the problem. This is how they colonize your mind. They make you a citizen of their haunted world. But there is one final and perhaps most insidious form of psychological danger. It does not come with drama or explosions. It comes with a quiet, persistent, and utterly draining neediness. This is the psychic vampire. This person does not want your love, your friendship, or your support. They want your life force. They feed on your attention, your empathy, your energy. They are a black hole of need, and you are the light that they consume. The relationship often begins with you feeling sorry for them. They seem so fragile, so wounded, so in need of help, and you, being a compassionate person, offer it. But soon, you realize that it is a bottomless pit. Every problem you solve is replaced by a new one. Every crisis you navigate is followed by another. They need you, constantly. They call, they text, they show up unannounced. They create a state of permanent, low-grade emergency that keeps you tethered to them. And slowly, your own life begins to fade. You are too tired to pursue your own goals. You don't have the energy for your other friends. You feel guilty for wanting time to yourself, because they have trained you to believe that their needs are more important than your own, that setting a boundary is an act of cruelty, that your purpose is to be their emotional support system. This is not a relationship. It is a parasitic bond, and it will not end until you are completely drained. Because the psychic vampire is not looking for a solution. They are looking for a host, and until you find the courage to disconnect, you will be that host. Part 4. The Path to Sovereignty. The psychic vampire is the final and most complete form of psychological danger because it operates at the level of your life force itself. It is not just your emotions that are targeted. It is your time, your attention, your dreams, your sense of self. You find yourself shrinking. The things that used to excite you no longer feel accessible. Your own goals feel selfish. Your own needs feel like a burden. You have been so thoroughly trained to prioritize their reality that your own has become a distant memory. And the cruelest part, you feel guilty for even noticing, because they have convinced you that your exhaustion is a character flaw, that a truly loving person would never feel depleted, that the fact that you are drained is proof that you are not giving enough. This is the final trap, and the only way out is to recognize it for what it is, a lie. Your depletion is not a flaw, it is a signal. It is your soul telling you that this bond is not sustainable, that you are not a resource, that you are a human being. And human beings require reciprocity, respect, and space to breathe. So, what is the way out? How do you protect yourself from these invisible invasions? The answer, for Jung, was not to build higher walls. It was to build a stronger foundation. It is a process he called individuation, the journey of becoming a whole, integrated, and conscious individual. And it begins with one radical act: reclaiming sovereignty over your own psyche. You must become the guardian of your own mind. This means developing a fierce, unwavering commitment to your own inner reality. It means learning to distinguish between what is yours and what is being projected onto you. It means cultivating a practice of self-reflection, a journaling, meditation, therapy, any practice that allows you to hear your own voice above the noise of others. When you feel a strong, sudden emotion, anger, guilt, shame, anxiety, you must learn to pause and ask, is this mine, or has it been planted here? This simple question is an act of rebellion. It is the beginning of psychic self-defense. But there is a deeper layer to this, because the reason we are so susceptible to these invasions is that we have our own unhealed wounds, our own unintegrated shadows. The projector finds a hook in our own guilt. The moralist finds a home in our own insecurity. The psychic vampire latches on to our own fear of being selfish. The only true protection is to do your own inner work, to make your own unconscious conscious, to face the parts of yourself that you have been avoiding. Because when you have owned your own darkness, the darkness of others has no power over you. You see it, you recognize it, and you do not engage. This is not about becoming cold or unfeeling. It is about becoming wise. It is about learning that true compassion is not about sacrificing yourself on the altar of someone else's dysfunction. It is about holding a clear, strong, and loving boundary that says, I see your pain, but I will not carry it for you. I will not be a screen for your projections. I will not be a host for your ghosts. My mind is my own, and it is not for rent. In practice, this looks like learning to sit with the discomfort of someone else's disappointment without immediately trying to fix it. It looks like noticing when a conversation leaves you feeling smaller than when it started, and asking why. It looks like developing what Jung called the observing ego, the part of you that can watch your own reactions with curiosity rather than being consumed by them. When you can observe yourself in the moment, you create a gap between stimulus and response, and in that gap is your freedom. That gap is where your sovereignty lives. It also means being willing to look honestly at yourself, because Jung was clear. We are all capable of being the projector, the persona, the shadow, the moralist, the complex, the vampire. Not permanently, not irredeemably, but in our moments of fear, of pain, of disconnection from ourselves. The question is not whether you have ever played one of these roles. The question is whether you have the courage to see it when you do, to own it, to integrate it. Because the person who has faced their own darkness is the person who is no longer afraid of anyone else's. They have become, in the truest sense of the word, psychologically free. This is the work of a lifetime. It is the most difficult and the most rewarding journey you will ever take. It is the journey from being a psychological subject to a psychological sovereign, from being a character in someone else's story to becoming the author of your own. Let's bring this home. You came into this video feeling the invisible weight of other people's realities. You now have a name for the ghosts that have been haunting you. The projector, the persona, the shadow, the moralist, the complex, the vampire. You see the game, and once you see it, you can no longer be an unconscious player. Your energy is your most sacred resource. It is the currency of your life, and you have been giving it away for free. The most loving thing you can do for yourself and for the world is to become the fierce guardian of your own mind. If this message hit home, if you are ready to stop being a host for the ghosts of others, then right now, in the comments type, "My mind is my own." Not for me, for you. Let it be a declaration of sovereignty, a line drawn in the sand, the beginning of a new chapter of psychic self-possession. And if this video gave you something real, please like it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Wise Daily. Every video on this channel is built to give you one thing: the philosophical tools to live with more power, more clarity, and more intention. We'll see you in the next one.